Okay, we'll start this over. Our first delegation is Fun and Games Safety Food Raiser. I'm sorry, I don't have the delegation's name in front of me. Is there anybody here from, oh, hello.
Hi.
Please come to the mic.
Ready? Okay, I go first. Okay, thank you, Mayor and Council, for inviting us here today. We have two little girls who've been working really hard on an event, and they want to tell you all about it. So.
Hi, my name's Riley.
Hi, Riley.
And this is my friend Alex, and we want you to come to that food raiser.
Okay.
My name is Claire. I'm 3, and that's my friend Mo.
Hi.
So the girls have been working really hard on a little video that we're going to show for you to show you what the event's all about.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job, girls. And I think
Thank you
we're
very
all
much.
going
We
to
feel
look...
strongly about recycling and safety, and so we hope to see everyone out at our event on Saturday, July 25th.
Thank you very much for coming to tell us all about your big day, and we were all looking forward to it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome,
Thank
sweetie.
you.
You're welcome, Chloe.
Thank you.
Our next delegation is Cheryl, now I hope I get these names right, Cheryl Ritz, Board Member, and Shakutala Sodin, Executive Project Manager, and Rosemary Plummer, who is an RN, President of the Hep C BC, Hepatitis C Education and Prevention Society. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mayor Hebner and councillors. I'm Cheryl, and this is Rosemary Plummer, our president, and she's a nurse. And this is Dr. Shakuntala Sodin. And between Dr. Sodin and myself, we've had hepatitis C for over 60 years, and we've recently been cured. So, we'd like to talk to you today about hepatitis C in Surrey. And I'm not sure how to move the slides here. Is it this? I betcha. Oh, these. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's look at the statistics first. At least 220,000 Canadians live with chronic hepatitis C, which is approximately 1% of the population. About 75% of these people are baby boomers, born between 45 and 75. People can have this disease and not know it for 3 to 4 decades after infection, because it's usually asymptomatic until suddenly your liver is destroyed. And at least 44% of these people who have it don't know that they have it while it's silently destroying their liver. Now, in British Columbia, this is one of Canada's top provinces for prevalence. The BC Centre for Disease Control says approximately 80,000 have hepatitis C. And in BC, it's the leading cause of cirrhosis of the liver and liver cancer, and other cancers as well. It's the top reason for liver transplants, and the demand is soaring as baby boomers age. The estimate of future lifetime costs ranges from $52,000 for a patient with no fibrosis up to $328,000. Oh, thank you. Up to $328,000 for patients requiring transplant. Okay. Hepatitis C is definitely becoming a serious life and death issue. Since 2006, more people have died of hepatitis C than of either HIV/AIDS or of hepatitis B. This is due to the wonderful new drugs for HIV, the heart therapy, and the reason the hepatitis C is going up is because of the aging population. Okay. So baby boomer testing. Oh.
I think we've gone.
Oh. Oh. Did we?
Head too far.
Uh-oh. Go back. One more. No, one more. Okay, no, back. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
There are two main populations of patients with hepatitis C in Canada. First are those who are most in danger of infecting others. These are younger people, primarily in the early stages of the disease. These include injection drug users, users of inhaled drugs, men who have sex with men, those who inject anabolic steroids in a group, and those who have had unsterile tattoos or piercings, particularly common with prison groups. And a second group is no longer in danger of infecting others. They are in the later stages of the disease, but most in danger of morbidities and mortality. These include the victims of the tainted blood tragedy. Canada's blood supply was not screened until '92, and others paying for the excesses of their youth in the '60s. Okay. We can look at it this way. Here's a graph showing the risk of hepatitis C transmission higher the younger you are, and the risk of liver-related morbidity and mortality higher the older you are. So the young people need prevention programs in general, and the older people need screen, treat, cure programs. Okay? The characteristics of the 220,000 Canadians with chronic hepatitis C has recently been analyzed by the Canadian Communicable Disease Report. And this shows that 35% of people with chronic hepatitis C were born outside Canada. Those who are formerly users of IV drugs, even if just once, constitute the next largest group. Currently using IV drugs is the next. And born in Canada, never used IV drugs. This is about 15%. And then the next groups are those in prison or in nursing homes or long-term care. This is 75% of the people above are baby boomers. Approximately 80% of them have never used or no longer use IV drugs. Okay. We are asking for one-time only screening of people born between 1945 and 1965. In the U.S., this is promoted by the Centre for Disease Control. In Canada, both the Canadian Liver Foundation and the gastroenterologists suggest 1945 to 1975, so even a larger group. This is a simple blood test which need only be given once because this cohort generally no longer transmits nor contracts hepatitis C. This kind of one-time only test for everyone in this cohort doesn't single out any group of people. Oh, and it would catch 75% or more of the positive people in Canada. Doesn't single out any group, and it doesn't use stigmatized risk-based testing. And it would find the 44% who don't know they have it. Baby boomer testing targets the most vulnerable to hepatitis C morbidity and mortality. 73% of hepatitis C deaths are in this cohort, and a one-time only screen, treat, cure program would prevent at least 21,000 hepatitis C related deaths. Okay. Now, our bus ad campaign is running July 1st to the 28th. It will run in 7 cities, including Surrey. And we would ask you, Mayor and councillors, would you be willing to take a picture holding our bus ad after tonight's meeting or at some other time to be arranged? Okay. Second, World Hepatitis Day is July 28th. Now, hepatitis C can actually be eradicated from the earth now that we have a cure. And we ask you to support your mayor, who has recently proclaimed July 28th World Hepatitis Day in Surrey. Thank you. And one more step. Political leaders all over BC have been rolling up their sleeves in support of baby boomer hepatitis C testing. Maybe you recognize some of these people. But there's 13 other MLAs that have been tested, plus the mayor and one of the council members in Nanaimo. So we're asking any of you on council, would you be willing to be publicly tested for hepatitis C? Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
Thank you very much. Do I have any questions from council? Mayor Hepner?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I'd be happy to hold that up for World Hepatitis Day. And I'm just wondering how you go about saying, I'd also be happy to be publicly tested.
Okay, we will get your card and we will be in touch. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, and I think we'd all be happy to support World Hepatitis C Day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. And our last delegation, Aileen Murphy, talking about the local immigration partnership.
Madam Chair and members of Council, Olga Sherbina and I are pleased to be here this evening to provide you with an update on the Surrey Local Immigration Partnership. We're here speaking on behalf of the Surrey LIP Committee, which is a 30-member multi-agency committee co-chaired by Councillor Villeneuve and Anita Huberman from the Surrey Board of Trade. The LIP is a federal Citizenship and Immigration Canada program, and the purpose is to build the capacity of communities to welcome and include new immigrants and refugees. And this is a particularly pertinent issue in Surrey, where 41% of residents are currently immigrants. And it's projected within 5 years that'll be half of Surrey residents. So the City of Surrey, we're the lead agency for the Surrey LIP. We have a 2-year contract with Citizenship and Immigration Canada that ends next April. And the activities over this 2-year period are to establish a LIP committee to guide the project. We've also established an immigrant advisory committee. We received funds to create a number of communications materials, and Olga will show the website later. We're conducting research and consultations on immigrant and refugee issues and solutions in Surrey, and then we're developing 2 plans. By next April, we'll have an immigrant settlement strategy and a refugee settlement strategy for Surrey. So the Surrey LIP Committee identified 4 themes for research and consultations. We've completed 2 of them, and 2 are still underway. So we've completed the immigrant integration and the service mapping, and we're currently working on the refugees and the labour market integration. What is really great about this is it's giving us the opportunity to have Surrey-specific information and feedback on immigrant and refugee issues. So our plans will be grounded in solid local research, which will be helpful. So next is I'll just share a few of the key findings from the Surrey Immigrant Integration Research Project. This was, we contracted City Spaces Consulting, and it included a survey done by Mastel. There was a telephone survey, focus groups, and public consultations around issues related to Surrey being a welcoming community and residents' sense of belonging and so forth. And these are kind of 5 key findings that overall Surrey residents feel welcome and have a sense of belonging. And this was true for both immigrants, Canadian-born residents, and young people in the city. Immigration in general was seen as making a positive contribution to the community. Discrimination is seen as somewhat of a problem, particularly by younger residents. Finding suitable employment identified as a key barrier by immigrants in Surrey. And residents, particularly new Canadians, would like more opportunities for participation in decision making. So overall, the research indicates that most Surrey residents are really open to cultural diversity, hold a strong sense of belonging to the community, so really very positive. And it also suggests there's room for improvement in strengthening social cohesion. So in terms of what's next, we're planning 5 consultation workshops in the fall and early in 2016, and these will be an opportunity to discuss research findings and then identify priorities and actions for the plans. As mentioned, we're working on 2 plans, an immigrant plan, a refugee settlement plan, and we'll be bringing those back to Council next April, May. And then in the next month, we will be submitting an application to Citizenship and Immigration Canada to continue the LIP for another 3 years. So that will continue this initiative once we have those plans to begin implementing them through to April 9, 2019. So now I'm going to pass it over to Olga Sherbina. Olga is the full-time LIP coordinator for the City of Surrey, and she's going to show you the website, the Surrey LIP website, which really provides more of a sense of the look and feel and kind of vibrancy of this initiative.
Thank you, Eileen. One of the objectives of Surrey LIP project was to raise awareness on the immigrant integration issues in Surrey. And so, as Eileen mentioned, CIC provided us with funding to develop a number of communication materials, including the website. So in the next couple of minutes, I'll give you a very brief tour to our website. As you can see, we have 6 major sections. And so when we developed this website, we had 3 main objectives. So the first one was to develop a website that will tell a story of the Surrey LIP, who we are, why it's important to have LIP, who's involved. The second goal was to have a website that will allow us to share the resources and tools with our stakeholders. And the third kind of goal was to create a website that will be authentic to Surrey, meaning that will use images of Surrey as well as its residents. So we haven't used any stock images in any of our communication materials, and all the images that you see on our website are actually Surrey residents. So as I mentioned, there are 6 major sections, and we'll kind of start our story about the LIP with the What is Surrey LIP section. And Surrey LIP Committee and the Immigrant Advisory Roundtable are the 2 main groups that provide advice and guidelines to this project. And so on the Surrey Committee page, you can see all the members that are involved. Here's Aileen, in the Surrey LIP Committee. And there are 30 organizations. from different sectors, from educational sector, from business community, as well as from immigrant serving organizations. As well as we have 5 cities departments involved in the Surrey LEAP committee. Similarly, on the Immigrant Advisory Roundtable page, you will be able to see all the 18 members of the this advisory, and those are all the residents of Surrey. Many of them are newcomers, all of them are either immigrants or refugees, and they come from 16 different countries and bring different settlement and immigration experiences with them. And if you click on their profiles, you will be able to learn a little bit about each of them. For example, Mohammed, he came from Jordan. He came last year. He's been here for less than a year. And so you could see their educational background as well as their interest. And what we found very interesting is that each of those members created a vision for welcoming and inclusive Surrey. And so, for example, for Mohammed, you could see that his vision of welcoming inclusive Surrey is a home that provides all inhabitants with the caring they deserve. And as I mentioned before, the second kind of major goal of the website is to share the resources, and under each of those 6 sections, we have almost under each of those sections, we have pages and pages of useful information and resources for our stakeholders. And for example, under facts and resources, we have a number of resources on demographics, very specific to Surrey, fact sheets, as well as information from past projects, such as Welcoming Communities Initiative and all the resources that were developed in the previous years. We also developed a number of newsletters. So in the last year, we developed 5 newsletters, and although we do print very small kind of number of those newsletters, all the newsletters are available online, and I'm going to open one of them. So this particular, that's big, newsletter is focused on the education sector, and this is the approach that we took with all the newsletters, where we try to kind of tell the story of the sector in Surrey in integrating immigrants, the success stories as well as challenges for, in this case, educational sector in Surrey to integrate newcomers, and for universities and school board in Surrey, it includes newcomers, international students as well. And last but not least is our service map, which is eventually inventory of free settlement services available to newcomers. And this is something that we've done over the last year. So we developed a scan, conducted a scan of all the resources and settlement services available to immigrants in Surrey. And using Google Map, we provided this and mapped this information for newcomers and service providers online. And so, for example, if you're a newcomer and looking for, let's say, community integration services, you filter the services through the filter, and then you could find some resources here. And then let's use something else. It's interesting. When we did it, we have many more icons. So actually, this inventory contains about 235 unique services and programs. And so to see what kind of services are available, you kind of click on the icon and see, and you can see where the service or resource is available and how to get in contact with them. And so those are the highlights, just a few highlights from our last year of the Surrey LEAP work, and we're having a very busy year ahead of us and look forward to come back and to present you with settlement plans in the next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions? Councillor Villeneuve.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the work of Olga Sherbina and Aileen Murphy on this project. And we've had the luxury, I will say, of having some strong federal funding behind the project. I think $300,000 each year for these 2 years. And so we've been able to really put together a substantial amount of information. And it's so exciting to have all the services provided on one spot where people can locate those services, and people, for example, in the libraries can help new immigrants find the services they need. But the quality of the newsletters and the surveys and the research has been top-notch. And we have, I think, 5 consultation workshops that we'll be engaging in through the fall. But just to hear the stories of a lot of the new immigrants to Surrey is really awe-inspiring. And just to see the dedication and involvement of people that work in this sector. At those meetings, there's always 30 people. They show up at every single meeting and really work hard for input. And I think they, too, have discovered the multitude of services that Surrey does offer. And it's really important for us to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck, not duplicating services, where we can find the gaps and ensure that there's a good balance of services in the different areas of the city. So thank you so much for the work. And if you have time, I'd really suggest that you read through the newsletters, because the photographs and the work in those newsletters are inspiring, and I want to congratulate you on the very professional job that you've done.
Thank you.
Mayor Hefner.
Thank you. And just one question. Thank you for the presentation. But did I notice that you could actually choose a language in there as well on that website?
That's true. You could. So there are a number of languages.
Wow, that's an amazing job. Really well done. So thank you for that. I just wanted to point out that it could be, yes, that's great to see that. So it could be in your language, which is really a great job. So thank you for the good work you've done.
Thank you, and that was going to be my question as well, and because there's lots of people that come and can't understand English. And I want to congratulate you for all the great work that you've done, and this is a beautiful website, and I look forward to browsing through it, and I encourage each and everyone here and all of our immigrations and our refugees to please look at the site, and I'm particularly happy knowing that they'll know where to go for services, which is what we've been trying to impress for many years. So thank you for all your great work.
Thank you.
Councillor Woods? No? Oh, all our lights are on. There we go. Can I call for an adjournment?
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Thank you.